Hello, I'm Dr. Tom, and I'd like to welcome you to another Friday update. And what a spectacular week of momentum building has been happening inside the world of the Global Information Network. I will tell you that our Spring Forward promotion, where we actually eliminated the join fee, and people can begin their study of the Success Mastery course by joining GIN as a dues-paying member by beginning to just pay the $150. Again, we're doing this because of the challenge that's happening worldwide, creating financial stress on many people, and this is one of our gifts. We're going to talk about other things that we're doing in the including of additional content again this week with you in just a moment. But remember, and we are having people join, we're having people rejoin from all over the world as a result of just getting started by just simply beginning to pay your $150 a month fee. So there's our Spring Forward promotion that we've been working with. And while we're on this topic, when you are a member, a dues-paying member at $150, you can sponsor a family member. Now, this was designed originally as a spouse, a significant other, maybe a young adult child, and that fee is a $30 fee per month. Now, those are processed. They have to be on the same card, and they're processed on the same date at the same time, if you will, which makes it much easier for our home office to be able to process these cards. Now, one thing that we've seen a little bit of ingenuity, if you will, where some people have thought that, okay, if I'm a family member, then I can sponsor another family and I can sponsor another family member. That's not what it was designed for. That's not the way it works. You, as a $150 member, can sponsor a family member. As a family member, you can't sponsor any other members. Okay? Just as a point of clarity, so that we don't have to answer quite so many questions, if I can address an answer to each of you in the week ahead. I will tell you that the content that I referred to earlier, we have added, please check the content that's on the website. We're moving people toward the website. The Terrific Tuesdays with Tom Wards, the Steps Become the Escalator, fantastic information. Please tune in. Member Development Series, Blaine did a part 2 this week of plugging into the system. Once you understand what the system is and how you can plug into that, your life will become so much easier. There is a plan. The Success Mastery course was built as a plan, a progression, a progressive steps, a progression of knowledge, a progression of the release of knowledge where each level builds on the next level. And then that level refers back to the previous level. So it's all woven and tied together. That's the way it was designed. That's the way it works. And that's the way in which people are enjoying tremendous success. I had the distinct honor and pleasure and the opportunity this week to interview Sifu Stephane Patenaude on our Wellness Wednesday information for you. Again, on the website, go and listen. There are some great tips on there and some information that we shared. I learned some things about Stephane, and he learned some things about me just in an interaction. We were talking about doing a similar exercise coming from two completely different venues, coming from martial arts and coming from the healthcare in chiropractic that my father developed, and we actually share a very common exercise, an exercise that is critically important for you right now in this time with what's going on the challenges of the world. So, there are opportunities. There are so many opportunities. This is a time for you to build your immune system. This is a time for you to build your respiratory system, your lung capacity. Get started now so that if and when, because people are going to come into contact with the coronavirus, that will not stop. The key is, how does your body react to it? Are you going to be in that 80 or 90 percentile that have mild to moderate to no symptoms? That people are exposed to it, carry it, test positive for it, and have absolutely no symptoms. You see, all of that information that's out there, we'll have I'm going to do a special update on this for you, because we must address the fear versus faith model again. There is so much misinformation out there. There is so much hype going on, and you are so blessed to have access to the Success Mastery course and its enhanced content for you to be able to get through this. This is the perfect time to be studying more. It is the perfect time to go back and re-listen to in a new unit of time. It's a perfect time to ask yourself, am I responding the way the training talks about, or have I fallen back into an old pattern because I'm coming out of a different part of my brain, an old pattern that was stored when I got nervous, when I was placed in a situation of unknown. And there's plenty of unknown going on. So what we need to do in order to get through this is to deal more in the realm of knowingness. It is truly a key, and you'll get it by the time you get to the upper levels. And even then, you have times where you slip back, you have times where you question, you have times when you wonder, yet you have the foundation to fall back on. You have relationships that are built with people through the years that you can call and converse with. You see, this whole concept of isolation or self-quarantining, that doesn't mean you can't interact with people. It doesn't mean you have to hibernate in your home. You can get outside. If you're in an area like we are here right now where the pollen count is very high, I would pick different times of day. Pick maybe times after a rain when there's less pollen in the air. There are ways in which you can be smart and still get outside, still get some exercise, still enhance your thought process. Take your brain to a different place. I will tell you also that the level 8, the progression, the upgrades continue for people to move to level 8. There are 2 simple requirements for you to be able to get level 8 for free from KT. Completely free. No cost for the upgrade. They are simply, you must be a member by the end of this year, by December 31st of 2020, and you must be a level 7 by the end of 2021. So those are the only requirements. There are no, and we're getting several calls this past week. Let me bring some clarity to this. There are no necessary outside study courses that you need to be able to advance through the Success Mastery course. It is designed to go from one step to the next, to the next, to the next. So there are lower level members, 1s and 2s, who are offering a fee for service way in which you can get to level 7 faster. How can they possibly know how to get to level 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 if they're only at a level 1 or level 2? It just simply doesn't work that way. They're not ensconced in this culture yet. They don't know the terminology, and they don't know the spaced repetition and the learning and the seeds that are planted that later will sprout. So let me just be very clear on this. We are introducing a mentoring program. It's absolutely free. This is from upper level members who've been where you are, and they are going to help coach you through certain areas if you have questions. It's included in your membership. If you do, let me even be clearer. What does Jen endorse, or what does Jen approve, or what does Jen sanction, if you will? Because there's a whole program, and this is something we are currently working on, so that you know when you send someone to different types of meetings, there's a standardization that happens in those. Certain elements will be covered, and certain elements will not be covered in those situations and scenarios. So it's very simple. If you receive the notification by email from Jen, then it's something that we have vetted, we know about, we endorse, and we suggest, we recommend, if you will. If you see it on a Friday update, it's coming from the source of Jen to you saying this is something that we endorse or we approve. Or if it's listed on the website, meaning that when you go to the events area, are these sanctioned, approved content meetings? You see, there are rules on things you can do at a meeting that we're going to endorse. And if people are attempting to circumvent the system, if they're trying to do things on social media and going outside of the world of Jen, just understand, use your discernment. I'm not saying those programs are not good. I'm not saying they don't work. What I'm saying is we may not know about them. There are too many members out there that can do too many things for us to know everything. We have a system to be able to vet those things before we recommend it to you. It will be proven. It will work. It will have been tested. Just like the information in the Success Mastery course that is hundreds or thousands of years old, it's worked over time. We endorse that. So just so that you know where we stand as a company, there are some great things ahead for you. There are some great things that we're currently doing that we'll be releasing again, so that you can understand and know exactly what it is that we endorse. I will tell you, that in Las Vegas, the end of July and 1st of August, we are going to have a theme. We're going to have a theme, and it's going to be Viva Las Vegas. Long live Vegas. Because that theme will tie into every single country, every continent, every state, every community, every person. Long live that area. That is the theme that we're going to have. I'll tell you a little bit about the Saturday night theme party in an upcoming update. But I just wanted to kind of give you where we're headed as a club, the thought process that we have, because we will get through all of this. It will pass. And on that note, I will tell you that as an example, when people tend to shift into that fear, please just move back into faith. Remember, I talked about that coin for a couple of weeks. Faith. Have faith. You see, everything that has happened in your life, to you, for you, with you, however you choose to phrase that. I tend to think it's for you. Everything that has happened in your life had to happen for you to be right where you are right now, at this time, in this moment. Everything in your past was necessary. Some of it was painful. Some of it was hard. Some of it seemed like easy street. Some of it was more pleasant. Some of it was joyful. All of it, the entire combination of it all, had to happen for you to be right where you are so that you can have the perfect response to your current situation, whatever that situation is. Some people have lost jobs. Some people will lose businesses. Some people will have homes repossessed. It's okay. It's all part of a process. There are lessons to be learned. You will be okay. There will be a better side. There will be a different side to come out of this. You see, this is the perfect time. When you can't do what you do what you can. When you can't do what you normally would do the best you can. Do what you can. You see, this is just as an example, this is a perfect time to reassess your business. Maybe it's been forced to close, or maybe there aren't as many people coming in, or maybe the government has shut down your particular sector of what you do because it's, quote, non-essential. That's okay. This is a time for you to reevaluate your business. It's the perfect time to reassess the things that worked really well. Do more of those when you go back. The things that didn't work, the things that took a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and you had to keep explaining it to people and keep pushing forward through things that were difficult, don't do as much of those. Dream of your perfect business. Dream of the perfect flow of clienteles. Dream of the perfect way to inventory and stock. Maybe it's completely different. What a perfect time. Do the things that worked. Do more of them. Don't do as much of the things that didn't work. You see, this same principle will apply to every aspect of your life. Maybe it's a relationship with your boss. Maybe it's a relationship with your coworkers. Maybe it's a relationship with your spouse. Spend some time finding out what fundamentally you desire on the other side of this. Because there is another side. There is another side. This isn't going to wipe out the population. It won't. Have faith. Plan. Now that you have more time, plan the perfect model. Plan the perfect model. You see, this is the perfect time to reach out. This is the perfect time to lend a hand to someone. This is the time to help and not hoard. Like I had mentioned before, this is the time to give and to not gouge price-wise. As an example, I received a call yesterday from a gentleman who said, you know what? We have an extra 1,000,000 ounces of hand sanitizer. Do you know anyone that could use that in those kind of quantities? Because I know you know a lot of people, and it is something that's very needed. There are shortages of it all over the country. His comment was, we're going to stick to the regular pricing. We are not interested in any way of gouging or doubling or tripling the price for this. You see, that's a person who has a bigger picture in mind. That's a person who intends to help humanity. They have a product. They can get it where there are shortages. He just needs a connector to be able to do that. The hand sanitizer business will be astronomical from now on. I will tell you that this particular weekend is Easter weekend for those of you who subscribe to that particular religion of Christianity. And I will tell you that in that are messages of rebirth. Begin to think about what that means to you, regardless of if that's your religious affiliation. The rebirth. How can I be better next week, next month, next year? How can I improve who I am, therefore impacting by sending and receiving that frequency to the people in my sphere of influence? My ask of you this week is do something new. Some form of a rebirth, of an improved version of you. Do something new. Think something new. Think something new. I hope you have a spectacular week. I'm Dr. Tom.